COVID-19 pandemic has brought unprecedented changes to our usual ways of living. But the Department of Education remains unfazed by these challenges to fulfill the mission of Sulong Edukalidad, the rallying call for national effort to deliver quality basic education to all Filipinos, which involve aggressive reforms in the four key areas: the K-12 curriculum review and update, improving the learning environment, teachers upskilling and reskilling, and engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration to move forward together as we prepare the education system for the future. The call for Sulong Edukalidad will continue, and we have built the framework of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, or the BELCP, to put the needs of the learners at top priority. DepEd's BELCP is the major response and commitment to protect the health, safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel. The plan aims to provide opportunities to continue education even in these trying times with a BELCP in place, supported by an unprecedented number of diverse stakeholders from the academe, media, industry groups, NGOs, business and private individuals. Sulong Edukalidad will be able to sustain the aims in its reform for quality basic education. In our journey towards quality education, we have established the four pillars of aggressive reforms from the start, and we have been continuing to progress in these pillars. In improving the learning environment, we took action in the construction and rehabilitation of school buildings, ensured the availability of learning materials and equipment, and prioritized our last mile schools. The challenges of the pandemic also brought to light the urgent need to upgrade our ICT infrastructure to service the needs of education. In terms of the teachers upskilling and reskilling, we were able to establish more innovative professional standards for teachers and school heads. We have aligned the professional development of teachers with their career progression to track their development as part of the National Educators Academy of the Philippines transformation. With the launch of the Education Futures program, where we will be focusing on innovative actions and solutions to improve the state of our education, we are now more than ready to start a new journey and continue our fight for quality education for all Filipino learners. Finally, we've given high importance to the engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration. In support of this, we have convened the Philippine Forum for Accessible Quality Basic Education, or the Education Forum, which leverage other partnerships for education quality and strengthen partnership with the Philippine Normal University as the country's National Center for Teacher Education. The department has also been developing a professional development program for teachers and school leaders in order to equip them with the skills, materials, and data that will allow them to help their students prepare for PISA 2022. This intervention consists of the following components: online training for teachers and school leaders, development of learning materials and practice tests for students, deepening the analysis of the PISA 2018 results, and supporting school-level action research. Now that the year is about to end, our commitment to Sulong Edukalidad will continue and will be far from being gone. With a lot at stake, considering our new knowledge and experience from this year's challenges, we are equipped to face a new future. As we head on to the future where we will face many challenges and uncertainties, the department will always be the guardian of every Filipino learner's right to education.
Good day to everyone and welcome to 2019-2020 Secretaries Award for Excellence in Curriculum and Instruction Awarding Ceremony. My name is Juliven Abrea.
And I am Elaine Santos. We are your host for today. We greet our viewers from DepEd Philippines and DepEd Tayo Facebook pages who are joining us in today's live stream.
We invite everyone to rise as we express our nationalism through singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
This will be followed by the opening prayer to be led by Director Leila P. Ariola, Director 4 of the Bureau of Learning Delivery.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang iskap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na naghihilig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pag may maghihili. Lupa at araw ng magkakapit na buhay langit sa Pinoy. Ang nilaya na magkay magkakapit ang magkay ng dahil sa'yo.
Our most loving Heavenly Father, we come to you this hour asking for your blessing and help as we gather together in this awarding ceremony. We pray for guidance in the matters that concern the welfare of our learners, our teachers, and the whole DepEd family, and ask that you should clearly show us to continuously conduct our work with a spirit of joy and enthusiasm. Give us the desire to find ways to excel in our work. Help us to work together and encourage each other to excellence. We ask that we would challenge each other to reach higher and further, to be the best that we can be for the sake of our Filipino children. We ask this in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
It is our honor now to present the participants for today's awarding ceremony. Let us begin with the untiring and devoted Secretary of Education, Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones.
Followed by the Chief of Staff, Undersecretary Nepomuceno A. Malaluan.
We also have today the Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction, Yusek Diosdado M. San Antonio.
Let's also welcome the Assistant Secretary for Curriculum and Instruction, Assistant Secretary Alma Ruby C. Torrio.
Also here with us today is the Assistant Secretary for Alternative Learning System, ASEC GH Ambat.
We also have today the Undersecretary for Planning Service and Bureau of Human Resources and Organizational Development, Undersecretary Jesus Lorenzo R. Mateo.
Let's also welcome the Undersecretary for Finance, Yusek Annalyn M. Sevilla.
Here with us in this program is the Assistant Secretary for Finance, ASEC Ramon Fiel G. Absede.
Also joining us is the Undersecretary for Administration, Yusek Alain Del B. Pascua.
We also have the Assistant Secretary for Procurement and Administration, ASEC Salvador Malana III.
Let's also welcome the Undersecretary for Legal Affairs, Yusek Josephine G. Maribojo.
We also have the Assistant Secretary for Legal Affairs, ASEC Alberto T. Escobarte.
Also with us this morning is the Undersecretary for Legislative Affairs, Yusek Tonesito M. Omali, ESQ.
Let's also welcome the Undersecretary for Field Operations, Palarong Pambansa Secretariat, and DICO, Undersecretary Revsi A. Escobedo.
Joining us in this morning program are the directors of the bureaus in the Curriculum and Instruction strand. We have Director Jocelyn D.R. Andaya of the Bureau of Curriculum Development.
We also have Director Nelia V. Benito of the Bureau of Education Assessment.
Let's also welcome Director Laila P. Ariola of Bureau of Learning Delivery.
Also here with us is Attorney Aris Delson Akay D. Kawilan, OIC Director 4 of the Bureau of Learning Resources. Let's also welcome Director Raul C. La Rosa of Bureau of Learning Resources, Cebu.
Also joining us is Director Marilet R. Almeida of Alternative Learning System Task Force. We also have Director Rundi Manguera of Teacher Education Council.
We also have Mr. Enrico Mendoza of Literacy Coordinating Council. Let's also welcome Ms. Maria Luri Victor of Indigenous Peoples Education Office or IPSEO.
We also welcome our participants from all over the regions. We have viewers from Region 1 headed by Regional Director Tolentino G. Aquino.
Next, we have participants from Region 2 headed by Regional Director Benjamin D. Paragas. We also have participants from Region 3 headed by Regional Director May B. Eclar.
Of course, we have also some viewers from Region 4A Calabarzon, headed by RD Wilfredo E. Cabral.
We also greet our viewers from Region 4 Mimaropa, headed by Regional Director Nicolas T. Capulong.
Let us also welcome our participants and viewers from Region 5, headed by RD Gilbert T. Sadsad.
Our warmest greetings to our viewers from Region 6, headed by RD Maria Gemma M. Ledesma.
Let's also welcome our viewers from Region 7, headed by RD Salustiano T. Jimenez.
Next, we have viewers also from Region 8, headed by RD Ramir B. Uitico.
Joining us also in this ceremony are the viewers from Region 9, headed by RD Isabelita M. Bores.
We also would like to say hello to our viewers from Region 11, headed by Regional Director Evelyn R. Fetalvero.
We also have viewers from Region 10, headed by RD Arturo B. Bayocot.
Of course, we will not forget our viewers from Region 12, headed by RD Alan G. Farnazo.
A pleasant day also to our viewers from Region 13, Caraga, headed by RD Francis Cesar B. Bringas.
Our warmest greetings to our live stream viewers from Cordillera Administrative Region, headed by RD Estela L. Carino.
Warmest welcome also to our viewers from the National Capital Region, headed by RD Malcolm S. Garma.
And of course, our heartfelt greetings to our viewers from the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, headed by the Minister of Basic Education, Minister Mohager M. Iqbal. Now, on to the highlight of this ceremony, we are honored to present to you the nominees and finalists of the Secretary's Awards for Excellence in Curriculum and Instruction. We will start with the category Most Learning-Focused Public Elementary School.
First from the list is Pinaripad Norte Elementary School from Region 2. We also have Dinalupihan Elementary School from Region 3. We also have Amaya Elementary School from Region 4A, Calabarzon. Also, Basud Elementary School from Region 5. We also have Paglaum Village Elementary School from Region 6. Also, we have Dolores Central Elementary School from Region 8. Also, we have Sihay Central Elementary School from Region 9. We also have Balago Elementary School from Region 10. Also in the list is Marbel 1 Central Elementary School from Region 12. We also have San Francisco Pilot Elementary School with special education learning from Caraga. And finally, for the most learning-focused public elementary school, Tangos Elementary School in the National Capital Region.
Next category, we have the most learning-focused public junior high school. Our nominees for this category are Pinaripad National High School from Region 2. Next, we have Angeles City Science High School from Region 3. And next in the list, we also have Binyan City Integrated National High School from 4A Calabarzon. Also, in the list is Dahat National Vocational High School from Region 5. Let's also welcome Iloilo National High School from Region 6. And we also have Kabakungan National High School from Region 8. Another nominee is Francisco Ramos National High School from Region 9. Next, we have Ozamis City National High School from Region 10. We also have Salunayan High School from Region 12. Next, we have Bayugan National Comprehensive High School from Caraga. And last but not the least, we have Muntinlupa National High School from the National Capital Region.
Next category is the most learning-focused public senior high school. And the nominees are as follows. The Santiago City National High School in Region 2. The Regional Science High School 3 in Region 3. Lopez National Comprehensive Senior High School in Region 4A, Calabarzon. We also have Managpi National High School in Region 4B, Mimaropa. We also have Sorsogon National High School in Region 5. We also have Tanque National High School in Region 6. Also in the list is Leyte National High School, Senior High School in Region 8. We also have Imelda National High School in Region 9. Also, we have Bukidnon National High School in Region 10. We also have Norte Dame Village National High School in Region 12, followed by Bayuga National Comprehensive High School in Caraga, and finally, San Rafael Technological and Vocational High School in National Capital Region.
And of course, we will have the nominees for Most Learning-Focused Schools Division Office. Our first nominee is SDO Quirino from Region 2. Next, we have SDO Angeles City from Region 3. Another nominee is Cavite Province or SDO Cavite Province in 4A Calabarzon. We also have Guimaras or the SDO Guimaras from Region 6. Next in the list is SDO Ormoc City of Region 8. We also have SDO Ozamis City of Region 10. We also have Kidapawan City or SDO Kidapawan City from Region 12. Next, we have SDO Cabadbaran City from Region Caraga. And finally, we have SDO Pasay City from the National Capital Region.
And finally, for the most learning-focused regional office, the following are the nominees. We have Region 3, Central Luzon. We also have Region 4A, Calabarzon. We also have Region 6, Western Visayas. Next in the list is Region 8, Eastern Visayas. We also have Region 10, Northern Mindanao. We also have Region 12, Soxargen. And finally, we have Region 13, Caraga.
It is indeed a pleasure to present our participants and nominees in this awarding ceremony. To formally begin the program and to give us her welcome remarks, here is our indefatigable Assistant Secretary of the Curriculum and Instruction Strand, Assistant Secretary Alma Ruby C. Torrio.
Thank you very much to our very competent host. On behalf of USEC Diosdado M. San Antonio, ASEC GH Ambat, and the entire Curriculum and Instruction Strand, I welcome you to the awarding ceremony of our Secretary's Award for Excellence in Curriculum and Instruction, or in short, we call it SAFE CI. This awarding ceremony recognizes and rewards the exemplary contributions of our schools division offices, and regional offices in making authentic learning happen in the lives of our public school learners amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate all our award recipients, all those who qualified in the search, all our finalists, and of course, our grand prize awardees, our most learning-focused public elementary schools, our most learning-focused public junior high schools, our most focused learning-focused public senior high school, our most learning-focused schools division offices, and regional offices. Let me also take this opportunity to thank our beloved Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones, for her unwavering support as patron of the SAFE CI. Many thanks also to our Undersecretary Diosdado M. San Antonio, our mentor and leader in the CI strand. Of course, my fellow CI pillars, our screening committee, the OUCI and OASCI staff, for the very important role they have played in making possible the SAFE CI. With the launch of the SAFE CI, we will be able to showcase the best learning focused experiences of our operating units across the various levels of governance. And so I hope this search will pave the way for more schools division offices, more regional offices to step forward in setting positive examples in our department. And so with that, it is my pleasure to officially open and welcome again everyone who is joining this event. It is heartening to note the total number of our attendees. Your presence in this virtual awarding ceremony is greatly appreciated, and we are looking forward to your continued support to the Curriculum and Instruction Strand. Magandang umaga po at maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Sectorio, for that warm welcome remarks. To present to us the members of the Secretary's Award for Excellence in Curriculum and Instruction, or SAFE-CI Steering Committee, here with us is Director Jocelyn D.R. Andaya, Director 4 of the Bureau of Curriculum Development.
Just pause for a while.
Hello, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Secretary's Award for Excellence in Curriculum and Instruction, or SAFE-CI. Allow me to present to you the persons behind the results of these awards who have closely worked together to ensure the integrity and credibility of the results. Of course, we have Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones as the head of the screening committee, and then Yusek Dad San Antonio and Asek Alma Torio, and also for the SAFE-CI screening committee members, yours truly, and then Director Samuel Sullivan. I am joined by Chief of the Curriculum Standards Development Division, Dr. Isabel Victorino, and the OIC Chief of the Special Curricular Programs Division, Rosa Ligaya Domingo, for the Bureau of Curriculum Development. For the Bureau of Learning Delivery, we have Director Laila Ariola and OIC Director Lito Palomar. Director Ariola is joined also by Chief Rosalina Villaneza, who is the Chief of the Teaching and Learning Division, and Dr. Jose Tuginayo, the Chief of Student Inclusion Division. For the other members, we have Dr. Jennifer Lopez, the OIC Director 3 of the Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Development, Director Ranvi Mangera, Teacher Education Council Secretariat. They are also joined by Maria Lori Victor, the head of the Indigenous Peoples Education Office, and Enrico Mendoza, the head of the Literacy Coordinating Council. For BEA, or the Bureau of Education Assessment, it's headed by Nelia Benito, the Director of the Bureau of Education Assessment. She's joined by Dr. Marivic Liaño, OIC Director 3, and Abelardo Medes, the Chief of the Education Assessment Division, and Gretchen Cordero, the Chief of Education Research Division. And for the Bureau of Learning Resources, it is headed by Attorney Aris Delson Akay Kawilan, the OIC Director 4, and Raul La Rosa, Director 3 of the Bureau of Learning Resources. They are joined by Bessie Agamata, the Chief of the Learning Resources Production Division, and Daisy Asuncion Santos, the Chief of the Learning Resources Quality Assurance Division. So, are there other committee members? No more. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues in the Department of Education, the members of the screening committee. We made sure that all the results are above board, and we ensured also the integrity of the results of this award. Thank you very much, and good morning to all of us.
Thank you, Director Andaya. We will now hear words of gratitude from our dedicated Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction, whose commitment to excellence in education is indeed inspiring. May we now call in Undersecretary Diosdado M. San Antonio.
Thank you very much, Elaine. Good morning, fellow leaders for learning. Of course, this is a day that has long been delayed, part of the victims of COVID-19. We really wanted to come up with an award ceremony that befits the kind of recognition we are extending our exemplars of excellence in the field and in the different layers of our DepEd bureaucracy, because we feel that it's high time all of us in the Department of Education pay attention or focus our attention on the most important thing that should happen within DepEd, that should happen in the lives of the learners. All of us, regardless of our positions, classroom teacher, master teacher, principal, superintendent, supervisor, regional director, bureau director, Execom member, ASEC, USEC, and even Secretary Liling, all of us are here because learning has to happen. We are all aware that as shown by the results of the recent international large-scale assessments, our performance as far as making learning happen is concerned is something that is not also that cannot be a source of pride for all of us. But we really know that even in the midst of the perceived mediocrity, we have exemplars who can lead the way, show the way to excellence. So we had to really make sure that an initiative that honors and recognizes the exemplars, the trailblazers, those that are supposed to show the way on how we can really make learning happen among the youngsters we are all mandated to serve, is something that we feel has to be done. And that's the reason why our office has decided to launch the Secretary's Award for Excellence in Curriculum and Instruction. And we're very grateful to Secretary Leonor Liling Magtolis Briones for her wholehearted support in this endeavor. She, of course, we know her, she really believes that learning should happen. She's a full-blooded educator. She's been the key why we have been able to organize the learning continuity plan that we're implementing now in this during this time of COVID-19. But so we are so grateful that the Secretary has been very supportive to this undertaking and to all other undertakings of the curriculum and instruction strand. Because as I've said, that if there's only one thing left that DepEd should do, it's about making learning happen. And of course, my perception, having been a teacher myself, a principal, assistant superintendent, regional director, there are many of us in the Department of Education who are overwhelmed with so many other things, and we forget that at the end of the day, the one thing that we should all be attentive to is about making sure that the children, the youngsters, our K-12 learners become ready for global citizenship, and they won't be ready if we fail to make the learning competencies identified in our curriculum documents real in their lives. I know that interventions like this would not be perfect, and we intend to make this an annual activity. So please look forward to the 2020-2021 Secretary's Award for Excellence in Curriculum and Instruction. But even as we design that, and we will learn from what we have done this year, we will make adjustments on the process, because we're doing a completely different learning delivery modality this year. So I'm also very grateful to my partner, ASEC Alma, for being really an able provider of support and for being an additional hand, eye and ear and brain at the curriculum and instruction strand. Of course, our bureau directors, Director Joyce, Director Lai, Director Nell, Director Aris, Director Raul, Director Ranvi, our office heads, Eric and Lori, ASEC G8, who also manages ALS, and Director Mallet. We're very grateful for their dynamism and support to the initiatives we collectively agree to push for. And so we have this one of the initiatives we are really launching annually in the Department of Education. We're also very grateful to my fellow regional directors, school superintendents, principals, and fellow teachers for responding to the call and braving the attempt to be considered among the exemplars for excellence. Let me just highlight that, of course, we all know when we talk about excellence, it's not being perfect. No one can claim to be a perfect person, a perfect organization, and a perfect human being. We all have rooms for improvement, and my understanding of the word excellence, it's all about our capability to continue to improve, our capacity to demonstrate that we are able to reflect on our previous performances and build upon our strengths and work harder to make sure that the weaknesses we identify are transformed into strengths later on. So some people may say, why do we have division offices, regional offices, schools that are excellent when, as I earlier mentioned, our ILSA performance is not a source of pride for all of us. As we also have mentioned, we have known and we have affirmed our belief that in the midst of the many challenges facing all of us in the Department of Education, aggravated by COVID-19, you have been able to demonstrate how professional members of the Department of Education, professional teachers, professional principals, superintendents, regional directors, professional leaders for learning are able to behave in innovative and dynamic ways, responding to the challenge with a focus of making sure that all the children enrolled become able lifelong learners. Of course, for the key stage 1, we're very interested to make sure that all of them become ready for lifelong learning by equipping them with the foundational skills of reading, numeracy, and socio-emotional competence. Anyway, I'm just supposed to say thank you to all, but I really could not help talking about many other things because this is a once a year ceremony. We hope that next year we will be able to organize one that will bring all of us together physically so that the celebration could be more meaningful and more fitting to the kind of award we are distributing. So congratulations to all of you. You have all demonstrated how excellence is happening in terms of focus on learning in the Department of Education. But unfortunately, the guidelines indicate that we can only recognize one exemplar. But this does not mean that the others are not worthy of emulation and recognition as well. So mabuhay po tayong lahat. Let us always remember that children are important and learning has to happen. And So all of us should focus on learning. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Yusek San Antonio, for that inspiring and heartwarming words of gratitude and message. And at this point now, we will hear some inspirational message from our beloved Leonor Magtolis Briones.
Good day, magandang araw sa lahat at greetings, congratulations, and praise from the other members of the DepEd family, other than the curriculum advocates and soldiers, those from administration, from communications, legal, financial, and of course, the office of the secretary itself. All of us are one with you, together with you in your efforts to contribute significantly to reforms in education, particularly Educalidad. We gather today to celebrate creativity, innovativeness, integrity, productivity, and to recognize those who exemplify them in the Department of Education. The first ever Secretary's Award for Excellence in Curriculum and Instructions, or SAFE CI, was organized to recognize, to give tribute to exemplars of excellence in service delivery as we pursue efforts towards high quality learning outcomes in basic education. We seek to showcase the best practices and highlight the capacity of committed leaders and, of course, followers to manage the changes which are ongoing and will continue to take place. All of us know in the Department of Education, as well as the rest of the country, citizens who are watching education, that of all the strands, of all the activities in the Department of Education, curriculum is the most attacked, has been the subject of vicious attacks right from the beginning, right from the establishment of our senior high school, and on to the various programs and initiatives that we have undertaken. Public opprobrium has been thrown at the Department of Education, largely at our curriculum. And all of us have been engaged in the effort to answer these charges, and I expect that we will be exerting more efforts in this direction. The COVID-19 crisis has shown that innovation and creativity are broadly distributed and are not the exclusive ownership, are not the exclusive property or the exclusive attribute of what we describe as well-resourced specialists alone. We get a lot of feedback from the public, from our teachers, from the heads of schools, and even from parents and the learners themselves, because they contribute to the transformation of education during and after the present crisis. Thus, DepEd needs leaders like you to take part in the major change efforts for advancing the 4 key reform areas under our Sulong Educalidad. 1. the K-12 curriculum review and update, as I said, which has been the subject of so much vicious attacks and lies, the improvement of our learning environment, the upskilling and reskilling of our teachers, and the engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration. When Jaime Saavedra, he was former Minister of Education and now is an advisor on education of the World Bank, a personal friend of mine. When he took office in 2013, Peru was about to be ranked as the last in the entire world, number 65 out of 65 countries in the PISA assessment. And he inherited a plan with more than 200 objectives, and he simplified it to a 4-point plan, very similar to our Sulong Educalidad. Since then, Saavedra has been sharing the experience of Peru, the responses that they formulated, and he has been advising countries all over the world on how to further improve the performance of our students when they are rated on an international and comparative scale. And so, Peru has been billed as the fastest improver and the 4th fastest on a global scale, from the bottom of the list to the top of the list. And so, as we are recognized as the most learning-focused units in our department, you in curriculum, you are now part of the high-performing teams recognized as role models for change to help the department soar above the challenges. Lipad, DepEd, Lipad. All of you are aware and know that I have been teaching for more than 50 years across the wide range of grades and ages of children, from children to graduate level, and have participated and have been part of the suffering, the endurance, and the fortitude at the same time of soldiering on and moving on and continuing in spite of difficulties. And the test of commitment is when the challenges are thrown at you, when rocks are thrown at you, when criticism is thrown at you, and you persevere. And so now, as the hopefully finish line is already in sight, it takes stronger resolution on our part to fight exhaustion, to fight boredom, to fight discouragement and frustration, which might set in after all the decades and years of our labors, only to be criticized and laughed at by a small sector of those who claim to advocate education. Your significant accomplishments and innovations in fostering learning and the impact of making this happen despite the difficulties are already victories. And I pray that I can stick around a little bit longer. Of course, I will not be Secretary of Education anymore, but that I can see the transformation, watch the transformation going on, that the advances which you pioneered in will bring to our learners as we prepare them for the outside world. In the meantime, as advocates, as innovators, as soldiers of curriculum, I enjoin you to march along, to walk along with the missionaries of education in the DepEd. I ask you not to sit silently as our department, particularly curriculum, is severely criticized, and defend and protect not only our curriculum, not only the innovations which we have set in, but the Department of Education itself. We cannot remain silent and watch and laugh and giggle and pass on cruel, dishonest, malicious remarks about the curriculum without taking the effort and the energy to answer and to participate in these debates. So, in closing, I look forward to your participation in the succeeding searches for Safe CI, and I challenge you to surpass the achievements that we are celebrating today. We need to surpass our achievements so that we can expose the lies that are being thrown at our curriculum. In closing, I therefore congratulate all of the participants, and while we award only one from each category, I salute all the finalists. But those who initiate, those who think of better ways of doing things, do not expect rewards. They don't expect recognition. They just on their own seek to improve ways of doing things, content of material that we are using, without expectation of rewards. Nevertheless, we recognize them. Know that your contribution is critical to the achievement of quality education, and we are forever proud of and grateful for your high degree of professionalism. Break your silence, speak out, defend the curriculum, and protect the DepEd. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Briones, for those inspiring words of wisdom. I'm sure our nominees, finalists, and winners alike are now more inspired to pursue excellence in delivering quality education. At this juncture, we will have a 15-minute bio break. We will back by 9:19. The time on my clock is 9:04, so 15 minutes, that will be 9:19. See you and thank you.
The child embodies our ultimate vision, that every Filipino learner will realize their full potential and ultimately reach their biggest dreams, no matter how high, no matter how hard, through quality education. And as our learners aim to soar, we must continue to elevate our goals. Rising, the kite is our emblem of aspiration to deliver the brand of quality in Philippine basic education. The quadrants of the soaring kite symbolize the key reform areas in forwarding this cause, as we embark on this aggressive reform to yield upskilled teachers, well-developed curriculum, improved learning environment, and responsive multi-stakeholder cooperation. Using the colors of our flag, the logo symbolizes our unity and serves as a reminder that it takes a nation to educate a child. Together, we as a nation will have to move forward and gain more momentum so that our vision of quality basic education for all shall take flight. sama-sama sa pagsulong ng edukalidad.
Sa mga panahong ito, ngayon malapit ng July, dapat ang mga bata nasa classroom na nag-aaral, masaya, inihahatid ng mga magulang, but all these things at this point in time, wala.
Na kung saan sumalakay sa atin ang COVID-19 disease.
Paano enrollment? Paano pag-aaral? Sinong tutulong sa amin? These are worries, very normal to parents like us. Paano ng mga batang to?
Gusto po namin i-remind ang mga ating mahal na magulang na sila po ay magtiwala sa Department of Education.
At wag po tayong magpatalo na because of this pandemic, ihinto po ang pag-aaral ng ating mga anak.
Ginagawa po namin yung lahat ng aming makakaya para na sa ganon ay tuloy-tuloy po ang enrollment po ng mga estudyante po. Gumagamit po kami ng mga Learner Enrollment and Survey Form o yung tinatawag nating LESF para na sa ganon makapag-fill up na po yung mga magulang na wala pong access pagdating po sa internet.
Para doon sa coordination namin sa mga stakeholders, particularly doon po sa pagbibigay ng mga learners enrollment and survey form, pumupunta po kami by barangay.
Yung boxes na dinala sa mga barangay hall, na yung mga hindi nakapag-enroll ngayon ng online, doon ngayon i-drop yung mga enrollment form ng mga bata. At ang gagawin ng barangay, dadalhin ngayon sa school. At sa mga schools ang magko-collect.
Masasabi namin na kami ay may kahandaan sa mga iba-ibang modality na gagamitin natin dahil hindi nga pwede ang face-to-face instruction.
Doon sa online ay nahihirapan po sila. So meron naman tayong tinatawag na modular.
Kami po sa DepEd ay hindi tumitigil kung paano namin may pagpatuloy ang edukasyon ng inyong mga anak. Kaya po, magtiwala lamang po tayo sa DepEd.
Thank you sa DepEd kasi kahit nasa pandemic tayo.
Marami naman po paraan na makapagpatuloy ang ating pag-aaral sa ating mga kabataan.
Ang ating kalusugan, ang ating safety, ang binabalanse natin.
Kami ay nananawagan. Alam namin na ang prosesong ito walang sapilitan. Ang prosesong ito ng enrollment ay ang final decision ay nasa parents, nasa guardians, at saka sa mga bata mismo. By the way, marami din kaming requests ng mga bata mismo na nagpapadala ng mensahe sa Secretary of Education na nagsasabing gusto ko nang mag-aral, gusto ko nang bumalik sa school, gusto ko nang ipagpatuloy ang aking learnings. Mga bata mismo ang nagsasabi. Sa mga lugar na kung halimbawa sobrang dami na sila at saka umaapaw na sa mga quota ang mga batang i-enroll, maraming parents na nakikiusap, pwede bang i-accommodate yung aming anak? Pwede bang i-accommodate yung aming apo? Kaya kami ay nakikinig sa mga pananawagan ito ng mga parents. At kami din sa DepEd, nanawagan din sa mga parents. Kayo ang magdedesisyon, sa inyo ang desisyon, nasa inyong kamay ang kinabukasan ng inyong learners. Maraming salamat.
The year 2020 brought new beginnings for the Department of Education. ready to pivot towards attaining quality education, DepEd was hopeful of the challenges ahead of it. But as DepEd continued to work on its commitment, the world suddenly faced a steeper dilemma. Around the globe, countries like the Philippines had to shift their priorities to respond to a public health crisis brought by COVID-19. Schools had to be closed, activities had to be halted, graduation ceremonies had to be canceled, as people were urged to stay at home. A new normal dawned upon us. As soon as DepEd realized the impact of these disruptions in education, it began to proactively craft its learning continuity plan last April to ensure that learning opportunities will still be available. Consulting with partners and advisors through the Education Forum, as well as legislators, teachers, parents, learners, and the general public, DepEd made sure its LCP encompasses the concerns of the whole education sector in responding to the crisis. Its topmost priority being the protection of the health, safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel. To make informed decisions, DepEd first analyzed relevant data and epidemiological picture for the incoming school year. DepEd also issued guidelines on its required health standards to be adopted in all public and private schools and DepEd offices following DOH and IATF protocols. It covers 4 COVID-19 mitigation objectives, namely, to increase physical and mental resilience, reduce transmission, reduce contact, and reduce duration of infection. The LCP also outlined how learning continuity will be ensured. It streamlines the K-12 curriculum into the most essential learning competencies and allows the use of distance learning, homeschooling, and blended learning modalities. Since conducting face-to-face classes will be a risk in most areas, DepEd has anchored its delivery of education to modular, online, TV and radio, or a combination of all. Guided by teachers, modular learning will allow learners to use self-learning modules in a format applicable to learners' capacity. In online distance learning, teachers will facilitate and engage learners' participation through the internet, whether synchronous or asynchronous. TV and radio-based instructions, on the other hand, are converted lessons fit for the broadcast medium. The LCP assures that all our learners, including our SPED, ALS, Madrasa students, can still access education even within the confines of their homes, and ensures that their household capacity will not hinder their right to education. To make this possible, our joint Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela is assisting the preparations for the rollout of the LCP. On May 8, the LCP was approved by the IATF. The President also gave it his full support and expressed his commitment to meeting the financial demands of its execution. The implementation of the LCP will not be easy. It is not a perfect plan, and complications can be expected along the way. But extraordinary times call for extraordinary and proactive measures, and the Department of Education is ready to address the challenges along the way with the help of our national and local government, partners, parents, and learners. As one nation, learning opportunities shall be available in this brave new world for our Filipino children.
Nang sumiklab ang giyera sa Marawi, maraming buhay at kabuhayan ang nawala. Maraming kabahayan at paaralan ang napinsala. Sa kabila ng matinding suliranin, naging matagumpay ang DepEd na mabigyan ang mga mag-aaral ng pagkakataong ipagpatuloy ang edukasyon at muling bumangon sa sitwasyon. Habang naghihintay sa pagkumpuni at pagsasaayos ng mga paaralan, nagkaloob ang DepEd ng mga temporary learning shelters, remedial classes, learning kits, at feeding programs para sa mga displaced learners. Nabigla ang lahat sa pag-alboruto ng Bulkang Taal. Libo-libong pamilya, kabilang ang mga guro at mag-aaral, ang nawalan ng tirahan at mga ari-arian. Mabilis ang naging tugon ng DepEd upang makapagpatuloy sa pag-aaral ang mga apektadong mag-aaral. Sinikap ng mga guro na turuan ang mga mag-aaral na pansamantalang tumuloy sa evacuation center. Tumama sa bansa ang COVID-19 pandemic, dahilan upang maantala ang normal na daloy ng pamumuhay at trabaho sa lahat ng sektor, kabilang na ang kagawaran ng edukasyon. Nang ipatupad ang Luzon lockdown, inilunsad ang DepEd Commons upang tuloy ang pagkatuto ng mga learners habang nasa bahay. Sa kabila ng mabigat na hamon sa ilalim ng new normal, patuloy na nagpunyagi ang DepEd upang maghanap at maghatid ng mga alternatibong pamamaraan upang magpatuloy ang edukasyon sa pinakaligtas at pinakaangkop na paraan. Sa ilalim ng Learning Continuity Plan, layunin ng DepEd na magpatuloy ang edukasyon nang hindi nakokompromiso ang kapakanan at kalusugan ng mga guro at mag-aaral. Isusulong ng DepEd ang tatlong pangunahing layunin: angkop na proteksyon, kaugnay ng mga health standards at safety protocols para sa ligtas na school year, patuloy na edukasyon sa pamamagitan ng blended learning, distance learning at homeschooling na angkop sa kapasidad ng bawat mag-aaral, at mabisang aksyon sa pakikipagtulungan sa lokal na pamahalaan at mga partner organizations upang maihatid ang dekalidad na edukasyon para sa lahat. Bawat DepEd division ay bumuo rin ng sarili nilang Learning Continuity Plan upang gabayan ang mga guro, mga magulang at mga mag-aaral sa bagong pamamaraan ng pag-aaral gamit ang online, modular at TV and radio-based instructions. Gamit ang iba't ibang learning modalities, nagdaos ng dry run ang mga paaralan sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa, katuwang ang mga local government units at mga education partners upang maging handa sa bagong sistema ng edukasyon. Isinagawa rin ang mga pagsasanay at oryentasyon sa mga magulang upang maging epektibong katuwang sa pag-aaral ng kanilang mga anak. Sa anumang hamon o sitwasyon, handa ang DepEd. Handang kumilos, handang tumugon, at handang magserbisyo.
Ang dami ng mga pagsusubok at challenges ang naharap at napagtagumpayan ng ating Department of Education. Tuwing may pagsusubok, priority palagi natin ang ating learners at ang ating mga teachers sa tulong ng parents at saka partners at ang buong bansa. Ngayon, sa hinaharap natin itong new normal na sinasabi nila, matatag ang ating kagawaran, matatag ang DepEd dahil pinagtibay na tayo ng panahon. Kayang-kaya natin ito sa tulong ninyo.
sa pagsulong sa kinabukasan na katuon para sa di kalidad na edukasyon. Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan, handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular, di pa kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ng iyong loob sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Muslim, Kristiyano, katutubo, isang hanggarin saan patungo. Ipagpatuloy pag-aaral mo, tagumpay ay naghihintay sa'yo. Balik eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan, handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular, di pa kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ng iyong loob sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Isang alang-alang natin ang ating kaligtasan sa bawat oras at panahon, magpakailanman. Hangat palagi ng ating paaralan ang matuto, gayon din maging ligtas ang kabataan. Tayo ay magkaisa, halina't sama-sama, kasali lahat, kasama lahat, para sa lahat. Pilipinas, maghanda ka na, balik eskwela na, tara. Tayong lahat sabay-sabay,
Pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Ito na ang new normal, online learning at modular, di pa kailangang mag-face to face, gamit ang cellphone at radio base. Yakapin na ang pagbabago, pahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ng iyong loob sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo.
Welcome back to our program. Before we proceed with the awarding ceremony program, allow us to give the certificate of recognition to all the qualifiers in the SAFE CI. Let me read to you the certificate citation. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, awards this certificate of recognition to the school for qualifying in the 2019-2020 Secretary's Award for Excellence in Curriculum and Instruction, and in exhibiting exemplary contribution in making authentic learning to happen in the lives of the learners. Given this 29th day of January 2021 at DepEd Complex, Meralco Avenue, Pasig City. Signed, Diosdado M. San Antonio, Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction. So the first certificate of recognition is awarded to Dolores Central Elementary School, headed by Mario C. Lascano. The next certificate of recognition is awarded to Dinalupihan Elementary School, headed by Maria Fe Teresa Peñaflor. Another certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to Marbel 1 Central Elementary School, headed by Maria Felita.
Next, we have Basud Elementary School, headed by William D. Mabini. Another, we have Amaya Elementary School, headed by Rhea C. Famaran.
We also have another certificate of recognition to Paglaom Village Elementary School, headed by Solima de la Cruz.
Next, we have Pinaripad Norte Elementary School, headed by Eufemia L. Paragas.
We also have award of recognition to San Francisco Pilot Central Elementary with Special Education Learning, headed by Glaina Moscoso.
Next, we have CI Central Elementary School, headed by Mardy A. Acotanza.
We also have award of recognition given to Tangos Elementary School, headed by Fresnedi V. Natividad.
And of course, we will proceed to awarding the certificates of recognition to our qualifiers in junior high school. We will start with Bayugan National Comprehensive High School, headed by Minda I. Teposo.
A certificate of recognition is also given to Kabakungan National High School, headed by Sharina Lamiseria.
We also have Binyan City Integrated National High School, headed by Julian D. Natividad.
Another certificate is given to Angeles City Science High School, headed by Sarina David.
Another qualifier is Dahat National Vocational High School, headed by Zaldi Rivero.
Another certificate is given to Francisco Ramos National High School, headed by Estrelita Druce Ampopena.
Next, we have Iloilo National High School, headed by Dr. Nordi Siason.
Another certificate is given to Pinaripad National High School, headed by Catherine Achuela.
Another certificate is given to Muntinlupa National High School, headed by Florante C. Marmeto.
Another certificate is given to Ozamis City National High School. School head is Lilibeth Abamonga.
Next qualifier, we have Salunayan High School, headed by Ani M. Samiliano.
Let's now proceed to the senior high school qualifiers of SAFE CI. Starting from Imelda National High School, headed by Dennis D. Silva.
Another qualifier, we have Bayugan National Comprehensive High School. School head is Minda Teposo.
Another certificate of recognition is awarded to Lopez National Comprehensive Senior High School, headed by Sioni Gabotero.
Next qualifier, we have Bukidnon National High School, headed by Susan S. Alona.
Next certificate of recognition is awarded to Leyten National High School, Senior High School, headed by Basilisa Negru.
Another certificate of recognition is hereby given to Managpi National High School, headed by Glorinel Romero.
Another qualifier is Notre Dame Village National High School, headed by Dr. Yusuf Tong.
We also have Certificate of Recognition to Regional Science High School 3, headed by Wela Y. Mendoza.
Another certificate of recognition is awarded to San Rafael Technological and Vocational High School, headed by Joji R. Fernando.
We also have Santiago City National High School as a qualifier. School head is Eloisa L. Dizon.
Another certificate of recognition is awarded to Sorsogon National High School, headed by Marilyn Barbin Divina.
Another qualifier, we have Tanque National High School. Head of the school is Susana L. Lecho. And of course, we have our awardees for the category Schools Division Office. Our first certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to our qualifier, Schools Division of Angeles City, headed by SDS Leilani S. Conanan.
Another qualifier for Schools Division's office is the Schools Division of Cavite Province, headed by SDS Romel C. Bautista.
We also have the Schools Division of Guimaras, headed by SDS Maria Roselyn Palcat.
Another certificate of recognition is awarded to the Schools Division of Kidapawan City, headed by SDS Romelito Flores.
We also award this schools division. We also award the certificate of recognition to Schools Division of Cabadbaran City, headed by SDS Jeannie Mativo.
Next certificate of recognition is awarded to the Schools Division of Ormoc City, headed by SDS Lani Cervantes.
Another qualifier is the Schools Division of Ozamis City, headed by SDS Jean G. Veloso.
A certificate of recognition is hereby awarded to the Schools Division of Quirino, headed by SDS Flordeliza Gecobe.
We also award the certificate of recognition to Schools Division of Pasay City, headed by SDS Loretta B. Torrecampo.
Let's now proceed to the awarding of certificate of recognition for qualifiers in the regional office in the SAFE CI. Starting from Region 3, Central Luzon, headed by Regional Director Nicolas T. Capulong.
Another qualifier for this category is Region 4A, Calabarzon, headed by Regional Director Wilfredo E. Cabral.
Another certificate of recognition as qualifier is awarded to Region 8, Eastern Visayas, headed by Regional Director Ramir B. Oitico.
Another regional qualifier for the SAFE CI is Region 10, Northern Mindanao, headed by Regional Director Arturo B. Bayocot.
Another certificate of recognition is awarded to Region 6, Western Visayas, headed by Regional Director Gemma M. Ledesma.
Also, we give this certificate of recognition to Region 13, Caraga, headed by Regional Director Francis Cesar P. Bringas.
Next certificate of recognition is awarded to Region 12, Soc-Sargent, headed by Regional Director Alan G. Farnazo.
Now we will award the certificates of recognition for our SAFE CI finalists. Allow me to read the certificate. Republic of the Philippines Department of Education awards this certificate of recognition to the finalist. As a finalist in the 2019 to 2020 Secretaries Award for Excellence in Curriculum and Instruction. and in exhibiting exemplary contribution in making authentic learning to happen in the lives of the learners. Given this 29th day of January, 2021 at DepEd Complex, Meralco Avenue, Pasig City. Signed, Undersecretary Diosdado M. San Antonio, Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction. Now let's proceed to awarding the Certificate of Recognition to our qualifiers in the elementary school. First, we have Balogo Elementary School, headed by Nancy R. Prantilla. Another qualifier, we have Dinalupihan Elementary School from Region 3. Next, we have Dolores Central Elementary School from Region 8, Eastern Samar, SDO Eastern Samar. Next finalist, we have Marble One Central Elementary School from Region 12, Schools Division Office of Sargent. And we have San Francisco Pilot Central Elementary School with Special Education Learning. And this is headed by Ma'am Glyna A. Moscosa from Region Caraga, SDO Agusan del Sur.
For the junior high school level, we would like to award the following certificate of recognition as finalists of the SAFE CI. The first certificate is awarded to Bayugan National High School or Bayugan National Comprehensive High School, headed by Minda I. Teposo for Caraga. The next award is given to Dahat National Vocational High School, headed by Zaldi Rivero from Region 5. The next certificate of recognition is awarded to Ozamis City National High School, headed by Lilibet Abamonga from Region 10. Next certificate of recognition is awarded to Pinaripad National High School, headed by Catherine Achuela in Region 2. We also have an awardee from Salunaya National High School, headed by Annie M. Samiliano in Region 12.
We also have our finalists from the senior high school category, and we award the certificate of recognition for being a finalist. First, to Notre Dame Village National High School, headed by Dr. Yusuf Thong A. Amino. Next, we have Sorsogon National High School, headed by Marilyn Barbin Divina. Next finalist, we have Tanque National High School, and this is headed by Dr. Susana L. Leccio.
Let's now proceed to the awarding of Certificate of Recognition to the finalists for the most learning-focused Schools Division Office. First is the Schools Division of Quirino. It's headed by SDS Flordelisa Gecobe of Region 2. Next award is to the Schools Division Office of Cabadbaran City, headed by SDS Hilda Berte of Region Caraga. Next certificate of recognition is awarded to the Schools Division of Cavite City, headed by, or rather Cavite Province, headed by SDS Romel C. Bautista of Region 4A Calabarzon. Another certificate of recognition is awarded to the Schools Division of Guimaras, headed by SDS Maria Roseline Falcat of Region 6. Another certificate of recognition is awarded to the Schools Division of Angeles City, headed by SDS Lailani S. Cunanan of Region 3.
Now we will have the last category, and we will be awarding the finalists, or we will be awarding the certificates of recognition to the finalists of the most learning-focused regional office. Let's start with... Oh, wait. We will start with Region 4A, Calabarzon, headed by Regional Director Wilfredo E. Cabral. Another finalist or another certificate of recognition is awarded to Region 6, Western Visayas, headed by Regional Director Gemma M. Ledesma. Next finalist, we have Region 10, Region 10, headed by Dr. Arturo B. Bayocon. Another finalist, we have Region 12, Socsargen, and this is headed by Regional Director Alan G. Farnazo. Last but not the least, we have Region 13, Caraga, headed by Regional Director Francis Cesar Bringas. Now, the most awaited part of this awarding ceremony. We will now proceed to awarding the plaque of recognition to the most learning-focused public elementary, junior, and senior high school, Schools Division Office, and Regional Office. I'm sure you are all excited to know who won or who are our winners in each category. For our winner, or for the recipient of the plaque of recognition for the most learning-focused public elementary school is San Francisco Pilot Central Elementary School, headed by Glyna A. Moscosa. From Region 13, Caraga, Division of Agusan del Sur.
The next plaque of recognition as the most learning-focused junior high school in 2019-2020 SAFE CI is no other than Osamis City National High School, headed by Lilibet Abamonga. This is in Division of Osamis City, Region 10, Northern Mindanao.
Next winner is for the category of the most learning-focused senior high school. Can you guess who won this category? And the recipient of our plaque of recognition is no other than Bukidnon National High School, headed by Susan S. Olana, in Division of Malaybalay City, Region 10, Northern Mindanao.
The next plaque of recognition as the most learning-focused Schools Division Office for SAFE CI is awarded to Schools Division of Cavite Province, headed by its Schools Division Superintendent, SDS Romel C. Bautista. And this is in Region 4A, Calabarzon.
Congratulations to our winners so far. And now, for the most awaited category, who will receive the plaque of recognition as the most learning-focused regional office in the 2019-2020 Secretary Awards or Secretary's Awards for Excellence in Curriculum and Instruction. Who could it be? Or what region could it be? The recipient of the plaque of recognition as the most learning-focused regional office in the 2019-2020 Secretary's Awards for Excellence in Curriculum and Instruction is none other than the Regional Office of Region 10, Northern Mindanao, headed by Regional Director Arturo B. Bayocon. Congratulations, Region 10. Thank you and our warmest congratulations. Let us now proceed to presenting the certificates of recognition to our SAFE CI screening committee members. We will start with of course, our beloved Secretary, Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones, our Department Secretary. Then we also have our Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction, Yusek Diosdado M. San Antonio, who served as the chairperson of the screening committee. With Yusek San Antonio is the Assistant Secretary of the Curriculum and Instruction, ASEC Alma Ruby C. Torrio, who also served as the co-chairperson of the committee.
We would also like to award Certificate of Recognition to the members of the Safe CI Steering Committee members, starting from Jennifer E. Lopez, OIC Director 3 of Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Development. Another certificate of recognition is given to Runvi A. V. Mangera, Executive Director 3 of Teacher Education Council, Secretariat. Same certificate of recognition is awarded to Maria Lori Victor as the head of the Indigenous Peoples Education's Office, or IPSEO. Another awardee is Mr. Enrico Mendoza, head of the Literacy Coordinating Council.
Next, we also have the Director 4 of the Bureau of Learning Delivery, Director Leila P. Ariola. Also with Director Ariola is the Chief Education Program Specialist and the OIC Director 3 of the BLD, Director Lito Palomar. Joining them is the Chief Education Program Specialist of the Teaching and Learning Division, Chief Rosalina J. Villaneza, and the Chief Education Program Specialist of the Student Inclusion Division, Chief Jose D. Tuginayo Jr.
We would also like to recognize the members of Steering Committee from the Bureau of Education Assessment, starting from Director Nelia Benito, Director 4 of Bureau Education Assessment, with Marivic Liano as OIC Director 3, and joining them is Mr. Abelardo Medes, the Chief Education Program Specialist of the Education Assessment Division, and Dr. Gretchen Cordero, the Chief Education Program Specialist of Education Research Division.
We also would like to award the Certificate of Recognition to the following members of the Screening Committee. Director Jocelyn D. R. Andaya, the Director 4 of the Bureau of Curriculum Development, and Director Samuel R. Sullivan, Director 3. Joining them is Chief Isabel A. Victorino, Chief Education Program Specialist of the Curriculum Standards Development Division, and Chief Rosa Ligaya C. Domingo, or OIC Chief Rosa Ligaya C. Domingo, Supervising Education Program Specialist of the Special Curricular Programs Division.
Now, we would like to recognize the members of the Screening Committee from the Bureau of Learning Resources, or BLR, starting from Attorney Aris Delson Akay D. Kawilan, the OIC Director 4 of the Bureau of Learning Resources, and Director Raul C. La Rosa, Director 3 of Bureau of Learning Resources. Joining them is Dr. Bessie Agamata, the Chief Education Program Specialist of the Learning Resources Production Division, and Daisy Asuncion O. Santos, Chief Education Program Specialist of Learning Resources Quality Assurance Division.
Thank you very much to our Safe CI Screening Committee members for tirelessly devoting their time in determining the recipients of the awards. We have now reached the end of this awarding ceremony. To give us her closing remarks, may we call in Director Nelia V. Benito, Director 4 of the Bureau of Education Assessment.
The DepEd family, headed by Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones. A pleasant morning to all. No doubt, this part of the awarding ceremony is a prelude to celebrate the overwhelming happiness of our awardees in their respective workplaces. This event marks a short but a significant pause for our implementing units, the schools division offices, and regional offices that utilizes exemplary practices in making authentic learning happen in the lives of public school learners. We salute your unwavering commitment to outstanding performance. Your achievement today is a manifestation of teamwork that gives you the edge in winning. The curriculum and instruction strand would like to thank you for using your remarkable talents and skills to fuel our efforts in improving the quality of basic education. Your excellent performance is an inspiration to all. Again, congratulations. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Director Benito. At this point, may we request all our participants to open your cameras for a photo opportunity. I hope everyone can...
I hope
open.
everybody can join us, me and Sir July, in this photo opportunity. All right, so we have 8 frames. I'm going to take the pictures. Just keep on smiling. Kindly open your cameras. Thank you. And 1, 2, 3, smile. Next frame. Thank you po. Smile. All right. 4th frame, we still have 4 more to go. Please open your cameras. Kindly open your cameras so that you could be included in the photo ops. Okay. Thank you very much. Next one. Please open your cameras. All right. And last 2. Last 2 po. Okay. And yeah. Please open your cameras. Kindly open your cameras. There are still those who haven't opened their cameras yet. And last one. Okay. Thank you po. And there. Thank you very much po. Again, thank you everyone for joining us in today's program. Let me leave you this quote by Carol Ann Tomlinson. Excellence in education is when we do everything that we can to make sure they become everything that they can be. This is Milaine Santos.
And this is Julian Abrea. Have a safe and good day ahead.
Thank you very much for joining us once again and see you. Safe day ahead. Thank you po.